for the last one to warm up on this, I switched the pulley to this V-bar. So, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna get a double arm in so we can get both arms working together. All right, so this is the final warm-up set, you know, and the difference between this as a warm-up, I basically just had it at 50 pounds. But, you know, if you wanted to actually add some mass or some mass to the muscle, then just up the weight, you know. But balance and stability is key. Now, if you look at the edge points of my shoulders, and you can see how it creates a V down toward the butt in the shirt, you see. And if you don't feel like you have all of that contracted and going, then you're not developing those lats. For a guy, our lats run about a half a foot, depending on the size of your body, but it runs a lot lower than a woman's lats. But when we're talking about that back fat, the lats are what need to be developed. And when we have a forward shoulder, or if we sit at a computer majority of the day, it's easy to develop forward shoulders, and the lats fall asleep, atrophy, and then elongate. So the chest or the pecs become under tension. So what we're doing here, this you just want to make sure your elbows are closer to your body so you can get more medial into the lat instead of distal. So you can get distal later, but to activate the lats, you want the elbows closer to the body. That way you can get that back fat done. Alright, so now that we're getting the body nice and warmed up, we're going to smooth over into this low row. With the low row, you know what I'm saying, I got this V-grip here, you know what I'm saying. Now, this is to get fullness into the back, you know what I'm saying, just to thicken up the back. I'm not going to really turn it up too much, but a common thing that I see a lot of people really don't incorporate the whole back when they're doing this seated or the seated row. So basically, when you look at your hand, this and this tends to dominate the grip. So a lot of people end up using a lot of the bicep muscle, a lot of the bicep and shoulder, and they never really dig into the lat. And the lat is what stabilizes the shoulder joint when we go to things like the chest press. All right. So what I'm going to do is model for you just what it looks like in the back if you do not use it, and then I'm going to go ahead and change it up for you. Alright, so what you'll notice is when I start these rows, how the shoulders kind of stay high the whole time, and the shoulder girdle almost feels like it's not a part of the body. So if you feel like your shoulders are running up towards your ears, and I'm adjusting the shirt so you can actually see how the shoulders kind of ride up toward the ears, and I stay kind of pretty much high up in the development of the back. And this exercise really is for the upper, mid, and low back. You see, that was poor form. Now I'm going to show you the difference with real form. I'm going to incorporate these lower fingers. I might even use this kind of grip where I leave those fingers out. So now what I'm doing is switching up the grip. I didn't use my pointing fingers in this one. And you can see now that I'm getting these rows that the shoulder girdles kind of stay shifted down, and I'm able to activate much more back, and it feels much more strong. When you're looking at this, it feels stronger when I'm getting that pull, right? That was the same weight, but much more muscle. So I hope you're able to see the difference. Alright, so now with this one, I just upped the weight, and this is close to my workout weight. But I just wanted to show you just what it actually looks like. And you see, when I'm leaning forward, I'm allowing the arms to come out of the shoulder girdle, but I actually move my shoulders first and then draw back with the lats. I'm not really pulling with the hands. The hands are just serving as neuro igniters. But, you know, it's just an important thing to not have those high shoulders. And if you will see it from the front, I have my chest peaked at the back of the contractions. Alright, so now we got the lat pulled down. I'm going to show you incorrect, and then I'm going to show you a correct form on how to activate all of your lat instead of working with the shoulders and the upper half of the body. You know what I'm saying? We want to really get into the midsection. All right. So what you'll be able to see here is, a lot of times we see the machine, we look at the picture, and we say, all right, I'm going to work that. And you see how my shoulders started out of the girdle, and I started working and really just working to pull that way down. We got some good muscle activation going. We got some good lat spread on the way up. And but the thing is look at that shoulder girdle. And you see at the very top how it's unstable, and it's not really using a lot of muscle to hold it in. So now I'm going to show you how to really bring those lats in. First, I'm going to use more of those grips. And now I'm showing you here how to bring those shoulder blades down. Because right now they're out of the girdle, now they're in. Out of the girdle, in the girdle. That's very important. You always want to look for the shoulder blades to be down into the girdle. And then you can get a maximized pull. And look at that muscle now. You see? And it's the same exercise, but we're not so high up. And I'm actually able to elbow down instead of pull down. And I can incorporate much more muscle to develop a much better body. Alright, so when we're in the gym, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's usually in trying to work on their goals. And, just build better bodies. But here's one of my antagonists. Over here, I'm going to zoom on some cats. They're over there talking. You know what I'm saying? Right over here in the red shorts. And another guy. The deal is, holding conversations about me. Talking about why lean bodies aren't what they are. And, genetics and all this, that, and the third. Just hate. You know what I'm saying? But the deal is when you got a goal, hey, keep going doing your thing, because there's always going to be somebody in a close vicinity that's going to hate on everything that you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So the bottom line, ignore it or confront it. But the bottom line is don't stop doing what you're doing, because somebody out there believes in themselves and they need to hear a comment like, hey, since I believe in myself, I'm going to keep rolling and doing what I do. And we're going to let the paper do the talking instead of running our mouth, spitting out a bunch of untruths. You dig what I'm saying? So next we're going to get into the bench press. This is a poor example of a bench press, and this is why a lot of people end up with shoulder problems. All right, so number one, the posture while we're laying down is off. And the chest isn't peaked, and the elbows aren't low. So I'm kind of coming down directly over the shoulder joint or at the low neck when I should be over the nipples, the nipple line. Now this is a short range push press, which is only for power. This is, oh my God, I'm fearful that this weight is going to crush me. So now we want to go in and show a proper technique. This is sort of like a modified power press that I kind of learned. You see how I'm going to bring the legs into it and turn this into an all-body exercise. But the most important thing that the general pop needs to check out is that you see I have an arc here. I drop the elbows and I have the chest peaked. That way we can maximize the chest muscle and allow the lats to catch the weight on the way down. We don't really realize it. Now I just shifted this and just went to a traditional press. But still the elbows are low. I'm bringing it around the nipple line and allowing the lats to catch the weight. You see? So it's a big deal difference. Now I'm just modeling that. This is the wrong posture. Now this is a good one. You see, it's more stability in the shoulder. When those elbows are high, it compromises the shoulder girdle and it puts a lot of anterior deltoid pressure, which creates a pinch, and cats, that's why you have that. So we want to bring this so we can bring in more muscle and get the torso of your body into the movement, you see. And you want that portion of your back on the bench so you can use the lats, you see. But if that portion isn't on the bench, and if you're down flat, then you just kind of miss out. But this is what the back should look like while you're getting the press. But if it's high, you see how compromised that shoulder girdle is now? And the deltoid muscles just didn't have as much development.